Hello everybody, welcome back to this van conversion, and today we're going to be figuring out how to build our windowsill frame for this window here on our sliding door. If you have been following our videos, you would know that recently we did the window frame sill on the back window by the kitchen, and we said that we're gonna do a separate video on the sliding door. Now on the back, we built the window frame using the same sort of method that we used to build all the framing on the walls. Ply and crisscrossing them and actually secure it to the metal, but then the framing basically pushes the wall out. Now we're not gonna do that on the sliding door. We're not going to have an air gap of 18mm ply like we have everywhere else here on the sliding door, which is also why we haven't put Reflectix onto the sliding door. Now, one of the reasons is the door is obviously a moving feature, so the door has to be able to slide past the side of the van for it to open without, any obstructions or scratching the van paint job. We don't really want to make this any thicker. So today's dilemma is, how do we build a window frame without any wall framing? So we have played around with some masking tape right here to try and find roughly where the attachment points need to be for any sort of framing if we decide to actually bolt something into the metalwork here or stick it here or whatever. We'll figure it out in a minute. Now this window has a few more corners to deal with. Like the other one, we only needed 3 pieces and we only had to deal with create 2 corners because the counter created the bottom of the windowsill. But here we have the full perimeter to deal with, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 corners that we're gonna have to match. So ponder, that is how we begin. Let's go sketch a bit. Okay, so there's 2 ways that I think we could go with this frame. One is I think we can build it out of like 9mm ply and then use that 9mm ply to help us with the cladding afterwards. So basically like, this is 6mm MDF, but imagine it's 9mm. Okay, so if we actually basically build the entire box, the way it is like that, and then stick or use some sort of L bracket or something to attach this, the full box, all 6 corners that we counted, pre-made before it's actually installed. So I was thinking we could do that and somehow attach that to the van in some way, or we can scrap that and sort of try and do something similar to what we did on the back window, but within the cavity. And I said that probably does not make sense, so I need to sketch it. Hold on. So really the real debate here is, how do we make the window frame, so basically these lines, move forward so they're in line with this metal basically, and then the cladding goes on top of all of it. What if we use some feet? So I was thinking, if we use these leveling feet, let's call them, these feet, so we stick them to the van metal here. This leg gets stuck here, and then what you could do is use this the same way as we did on the back window. Have, let's say, 18mm ply and screw it into that leg. And basically these legs act as a frame to basically screw things into, but they're not attached to the front of the metal. They're just sort of stuck here. So obviously they need to be trimmed so they fit these curves better and they're actually level. Okay then, so these are the preliminary boxes that we're gonna then try and create a shape out of, which resembles something like that. So we need to somehow cut this. Okay, so now that we've cut these legs out, now we need to actually make them fit in this groove. So as you can see, there's this curve here, and also this has a slight slant. We've marked out where we need to sand away, so roughly so to make it fit along this curve.
number 3 and number 6. Go ahead.
Right. So the aim of this is that this is level with this.
Yeah,
right.
And how are we doing?
Well, it's not far.
I will take not far.
I think this was actually a little bit lower, so that's probably fine. Alright, so I have extended the masking tape lines here so we can see where we need to position the wooden legs. Right there. So what we're going to do, we're going to use glazing sealant right here to stick the wooden legs onto here. Just to help it stick better, we're going to just scuff this area well. Right. Here is a lot of sealant blobs. And now, what should happen is it sticks it to here. Right, need to press it. There you go. Give it a bit of a nudge. Hello. I see. Hi. Meow. You saying you didn't pay enough attention to me? Ooh, what's this? Ooh, my scent's not on that. I should better get it on there. Is that right? You hungry? Good girl. Alright, so now we need to figure out where we need to do the lap joints, because we roughly know where they need to be, but we know like more exactly, as you might expect. So I have marked all of the cuts that I need to do. There's quite a few more than last time, so the error of these joints would probably be a bit greater, but I am hoping that I don't have to correct much after I try and put it together, but we shall see. Okay, so how are we looking? I would say the lap joints have been a success.
Well, this one's, by the way, out. Look how much black is showing. Okay, so with this piece, we slightly mismeasured, so this black piece is showing. So to counteract said problem, we've created a nice little sloop. If I hold that in place, put this up like so, and we attach that in.
There we are.
That solves the problem.
Yep. go. So this is the front. We've recessed where the screws need to go. And then this is the back. More of a close-up on it. Little feet. Holes. Little feet. Holes. Okay, so to cover the screw holes, which have been recessed into the wood, we're just going to use wood filler. And to do so, you first get the wood filler out of the bottle. Alright, so we just put that in. And press it really nice in there. Because we're painting this, we would rather these screw holes and the screws themselves are not visible. Right, so this is our gesso primer. We used it last time on the windowsill, and I like how thick it is. Even though we have a plywood sort of primer bought already, we decided to use it again on the window because it's not a big surface area. But essentially, I use it for my art stuff to prime the canvas. It's good for acrylic paints and oils and stuff, but it can stick to any surface. Cool. So the primer is now dry, and we're just gonna paint over with white paint. This is just a water-based paint that we used last time. It says for wood and metal, matte, non-drip. It's white paint. Coat 2. Coat 3. Okie dokie, so window frame number 2 on the sliding door has been complete. It's the perfect height for an armrest, given that our couch is right here. I'm roughly sitting where our couch is gonna be, just a little bit forward. So I would say the experiments for the day were successful. The frame has successfully fit into the window cavity and is sliding well past the van wall, and leaves plenty of space for us to put cladding over the top, as we have started here, as you can see. Once the cladding is on, we're gonna work on how to make it look sort of more homely. So probably gonna have some external trim, and because we want to put some stuff on here, like, you know, mini cacti and other stuff, you know, who knows, we'll find out later. But we're gonna work on some sort of you know, barrier here. Yeah, next week you're probably gonna see how we decide to clad the sliding door, which has had its up and downs. It is a really annoying place to clad. It's the right size for mini cacti. What do you say to that? Perfect sizing.
Excellent.
Now we just need to stop them flying off there.